back many years broadcasting college games, and it never gets old. Every big-time player makes a name for themselves at the college level, and we could see that again on display here tonight.
Well, with a guy like Freak suiting up, you know that there are going to be scouts watching his every move, but you look at the roster of both of these teams, and they're really loaded with talent.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Kansas Jayhawks. They've got Duncan, and it's Gaines in at the 5 spot. Lee dishes to Duncan. Gaines kicks to Lee. Out to Duncan. Here's the 3, and he gets it to go. Duncan's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And you see a lot of players who are very talented play with a me-first approach. That is not the case with Freak. He doesn't try and attract any unnecessary attention and just focuses on playing his game.
Yeah, I like that about him, Greg. I mean, in a day and age where most guys are self-centered and it's all about me, it's refreshing for a player like Freak who doesn't invite that kind of noise. I mean, that's as impressive as his skill set.
There's the screen. Oubre kicks to Duncan. Here's Oubre, just 5 to shoot. Pass to Gaines. And Turner with the block. And that'll be Kansas's ball as it goes out of bounds. The Jayhawks able to keep the ball here. Duncan gets a wide open look. And James pulls it down.
And Kansas always seems to be in title contention. I mean, the program does a great job of finding tough players and having a system that fits them best. Rarely are they not a title contender.
The baseline J off the mark.
And as far as jump shots go, that's what you have to continue to try and get.
I don't know how that one stayed out.
Here's Oubre. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Texas Longhorns have been building their basketball program over the years. They have been on the verge of greatness for a long time.
I think Texas in general is very decorated in its athletics program. I mean, still looking for their first college basketball championship on the men's side is what they're reaching for.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jayhawks. Dedmon's checked in, and Daniels subbed in for Duncan. Oubre passes to Dedmon. Good ball movement here by the Jayhawks. Gaines, a tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Gaines has got his first basket.
You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone. And while the Longhorns don't have any college titles in men's basketball, they have yet to even make it to the final game of the tournament. You get the feeling it's just a matter of time.
Now here's Williams, right wing. Ripped away. Now Rush. Here's James. Rebound by Gaines.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Here's Oubre. That's good.
That's a nice drive there, Kevin. He beat the lone defender and was wide open under the hoop.
A platoon swap here for Texas.
Well, you know, the Longhorns have won a lot of conference titles over the years. Their conference isn't known as a basketball power, though. The school loves their athletics, and they are intent on having a strong basketball team.
And so in the game for the Jayhawks, Oubre out there with Boss. Then there's Duncan, and it's Gaines in at the 5, down low.
You know, so often we can forget that these players are student athletes. I mean, Freak does not have that problem. He's an amazing student off the floor and is very dedicated in the classroom.
And how about Freak with a 4.0 GPA, an honor student in high school, and has carried that same work ethic to college as well as he prepares for his games. He truly embodies what it means to be a student athlete. And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
We've got 1:28 left to play here in the half.
Move the ball. Stick it.
The shot no good. Good D by Lee.
You know, Freak just hasn't been able to perform how we're accustomed to seeing him up until this point. I mean, he just hasn't been able to string anything together.
There are a lot of things that might be affecting him. You know, with his reputation, defenses will pay special attention to him, and that might be throwing him off a little bit here in this game.
Here's Oubre, and that comes off the assist by Duncan. Yes. Oubre's got 5 now.
Outstanding pass in transition there for the easy deuce.
James with it, now defended by Oubre. Another miss by James. James has gone only 1 of 5 shooting from the floor. Ellis against Lee. They set the pick. Dishes it to Gaines. Shoots from the line. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Gaines has got his second basket of the game. Texas trails by 4. James outside. 4. Rebounded by the Jayhawks.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Lee against James. Lee outside. Now the pass to Gaines. Just 3 on the clock. And again, it's Kansas. And that concludes the first half. Jayhawks. And we welcome you back to college basketball here on 2K Sports as we get ready to get going for the second half of play.
And guys, without a doubt, it's been a rough go so far here for Freak and his team. They just can't find anything to capitalize on consistently thus far.
And Greg, I'm anticipating plenty of adjustments from the coach, but I tell you what, when it comes down to what happens in the second half, it's about the players executing. A few quick baskets right out of the gate, and it's anybody's game.
James in at point guard. Also Ellis out there. Turner is out there with Doherty. And it's Ford in at power forward. And for Kansas, we've got Oubre, and it's Duncan in at the 2. Now here's Duncan. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. Texas grabs the miss. James has got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
And with Freak, he takes a lot of pride in where he hails from. Didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his hand by any means, and his family cheers him on from Harlem.
And Greg, you can see it in this game. I mean, we're all a product of where we've been, our environment, our experiences. And with Freak, he doesn't take anything for granted. Some of the very best players of all time have come from the projects like Freak, and he takes pride in playing for Harlem when he's on the court. Well, in Texas, the Longhorns are known for their football. History actually all over the country. They have an impressive basketball alumnus list too, though. A lot of pros have come out of Texas.
Both teams deciding to change. And so here's Kansas. It's a 3-point game. James, he's in at the point. Also Ellis out there. Doherty out there with Turner. And it's Ford in at the 4 spot. Duncan kicks to Jenkins. And that comes off the assist by Duncan. And Kansas leads by 5.
You know, it's really going to be all about hard work from this point on. And they worked hard to create that high-quality shot right there.
No question. That's their goal now. the stretch here. I think finding those close-range rhythm shots. And tired legs affect you at the defensive end first, and that's what we're seeing here.
You called it, Greg. As much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late.
Now here's Jenkins. Here's Terry. And James pulls it down. James has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Ellis with it. Guarded now by Duncan. From deep, James can't hit. And here we go. The Jayhawks with a fast break. Duncan can to Jenkins. The dish now to Gaines. And the Jayhawks again can't hit.
One thing with Freak that we know is he makes sure he gets his shots up no matter what. One way or another, he's going to get his... And that's why so many are confident that he'll continue to improve.
Part of it is that he has a twin sister who actually taught him how to play ball. She helped him develop his game and become the player he is today. Pretty nice to have a sibling willing to help you develop your skill set on the court.
Lee's checked in for Jenkins. Doherty's gone a perfect 3 for 3 so far. Lee kicks it to Gaines. The rebound by Turner.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
And a wide open look for Lee. Off target with his 3.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Oh, here we go with Gaines. Nobody back. And it's Terry that time on the assist by Gaines. And Kansas leads by 2. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Jayhawks.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
James against Lee. The jump hook, it's good.
Boy, what a pressure bucket that was.
Greg, now that's coming through in the clutch.
Here's James. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Shooting for the Longhorns. 3. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Take a look at the numbers in this one for James. 8 rebounds and 5 assists.
And he's really put together a nice combination of points at the free throw line, but also getting the assist.
Can you say fundamentals clinic, guys?
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be, he's not making